Hey, everybody, it's time to sit back and relax and get all set for Moody Monday. But first, a word from our sponsors. I would like to strike a motion to throw Saggy into the ocean. Motion denied. Anybody else? I would like to strike a motion for all of us to drink some potion. Motion granted. If there's nothing else, then this meeting is officially adjourned. Um, yeah, you guys want to watch some movies? Are they bad movies? Of course, what else, man? In that case, gentlemen, this meeting is adjourned. Man, that was so weak. But seriously, man, I like your tie. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, you want to try it on? Oh, man, I would love to try it on, can I? Yeah. But first, you got to do one thing. You got to look directly into the camera and go, live from here in Illinois, it's Moody Monday. Hey, I think you already... Hey, everybody. Welcome to Moody Monday. I'm your host with the most that likes butter and jam on his toast. Good old Hebrew 77 here, along with Sagittarically speaking, with at the moment is kind of preoccupied, but
What do you
we're
mean I'm kind of preoccupied?
oh good. You're here. You're here with us tonight, Sagittarically speaking.
Oh, yeah, you know what happened the last time you tried to tell everybody I was preoccupied?
Yeah, you came on the show and did a whole show.
No, but we had that whole I was in the bathroom joke thing, but no, never mind. I digress.
Oh,
Yeah, you know what? It's not Shifty Sunday tonight. It is Moody Monday.
Moody Monday. That's right, sir.
All right. Well, I don't know how moody are you feeling on this Moody Monday?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm actually not feeling that moody at all. I'm feeling great.
Huh? You know, and to be quite honest, I'm not really all that moody either. I'm feeling I wouldn't say I'm feeling great, but I'm feeling pretty darn good, my friend. And I'm glad to be here. I think we're going to have a great show. Anybody that's listening, you picked a good time to tune in. Wouldn't you say so, Mr. Hebrew 77, sir?
I would say yes, because it's the return of a regular broadcast. This is going to be almost like a shifty Sunday broadcast. And I'll tell you what, man, I'm feeling quite good. We got Philo Fire in the house, Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaineo.
Oh,
And
yeah. Who else is in the house, my friend?
well, I'll tell you. We've got the dad that looks really rad dressed in plaid, and he is bad, so don't get him mad or he'll make you sad. Good old Keith's dad is here as well.
Huh. I couldn't figure that out until at the very end, and
Yeah.
it all came together.
Sure. We got Fizzy's rubbished glorified wild rice cricket.
Oh, well, I'm glad you ended with cricket, is all I have to say.
Yeah.
All right, and keep going.
We got Sweet Connie Joe.
Sweet Connie Joe. All right.
And she is here in person and not just on the phone. You can see her. She can chat with you. She can interact with the audience. So it's. I would have to say it's going to be an amazing night here tonight on Moody Monday. What do you say?
Well, yeah, I agree. I totally agree. And it seems like the gang's all here.
The gang's all here, and they're not queer, but they're wearing clean underwear.
Well, I see what you did there.
Yes. But hey, man, I'll tell you what, I'm feeling blessed, dude. I had everything come to me. I said it earlier, but you didn't understand what I said. I'm hoping you have looked it up since then, but everything's coming up Millhouse for me.
Yes, I heard you told me that, and I'm not familiar with that euphemism, but I can see how it works. Coming up, Millhouse, you say. Please elaborate, my friend.
Well, I'll elaborate on the whole Millhouse thing. On The Simpsons, Millhouse said this very thing, and it has since become a meme. And everyone nowadays says when things are going their way and they're rolling in the hay and they're not feeling gay, then they all say, we're everything's coming up Millhouse.
Huh. All right. Well, what if it's a rainy day and it's to their dismay that everything's just kind of mediocre and a-okay? Would they still say it's coming up, Millhouse?
No, I would have to say that is not okay.
That's coming up, not so, Millhouse.
It's coming up homers.
Oh, homers. Oh man, dope. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Well, so what? How are you coming up, Millhouse? Is really what I was expecting you to elaborate on. Uh,
Oh,
in
yeah.
what
That's
in
I
what
know.
regard?
Well, see, I pray for a lot of things in my lifetime, but sometimes when you pray, everything comes up okay. And so I prayed for three things today. I prayed.
Okay. Well, I mean, what do you say?
Well, I say, I prayed for the snow to go away.
All right, for the snow to go away.
I
Okay.
prayed. I prayed that I find my notebook.
Well, that sounds good. Okay.
Yeah. And I prayed that somebody would show up to give me a ride so I can go get some cigarettes. And all those three things happened to my favor. And I got to tell you, uh, I praise the Lord because, gosh darn it, He sure did answer my prayers. And I don't care what anyone says, my prayers were answered, man.
Well, that's pretty awesome though, for real.
And
So that's a good example of coming up, Millhouse.
coming up Malhouse, man, I'll tell you what,
Mhm.
it wasn't too bad out there. I thought I was going to slip and slide all over the place and fall on my backside, and it didn't happen for me. The ice was nice and crunchy, and I just walked right on top of it with no problem. And got out to the car. Of course, my car is still stuck in the mud, so that's kind of a problem. But I got a ride up to Kroger and got cigarettes, and I got some groceries. I got some ramen noodles and some bratwurst, and some lunch meats and some cheese, and just a few groceries, just things I need for the next couple days. Because tomorrow in my area is supposed to get up to 50 degrees, and I would strongly suggest that if it gets up to 50 degrees, that means everything's going to melt.
Yeah, and then maybe refreeze.
Well, no, I hope not.
Okay.
Because it's going to be 50 tomorrow and then 50 on Wednesday. And
Okay,
then,
so you're gonna have a thaw out period where everything kind of dries up and everything. Good.
yeah, yeah. So
You can
that's good.
maybe get your car out of the mud, huh?
Yeah, I got plans for that too, but we'll just see. We'll take it one day at a time. Now, right now, at
Uh,
this moment, we have Toby Schwing in the house.
I just saw that. He said hi, Saji. Well, hi right back at you, Mr. Tobin. Swing. I can't do it like Armor does.
We got Tobin Schwing and good old Yabba Dabba Doo. It's Philo Fire.
Yes, Philo Fire. 3.
Philo Fire. Is that a three or a chef's hat with two eyes?
Well, it's a 3 with a colon in front of it, maybe.
Okay. I don't know. I thought it was a face of some sort.
Now you got me second guessing it. Look at that. Oiler Greg is in the house too.
Oiler Greg. Well, hello, Oiler Greg. I think all these people know we're going to have a good show tonight.
Well, I think their spidey sense may have been tingling.
Mm-hmm. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of topics to cover, a lot of things. Well, when you're trapped in the house with 8 foot of snow and about 3 or 4 inches of ice, you tend to think about things, and then sometimes you overthink things. And when you haven't been able, we have it streamed for what, about a week or so.
Yeah, something like that. And there's a lot going on too, as far as like, in the news and current events and things of that nature. A lot of important topics that need to be discussed, addressed,
Sure.
and brought to the public's attention in a light that isn't the normal mainstream narrative. And that's exactly what we do here on this specific platform and channel, if I remember correctly.
I mean, you got the Crushing Russian, you got the Smoking Rogan, you've
Uh-huh.
got Dump on Trump, you've
Oh
got
yeah.
the Smiden on Biden. I mean, there's all kinds of things to talk about.
I know. You make it sound like an ice cream truck, my friend.
I know. What's your flavor, Matt? Pick
Uh,
one.
I want to try the Smiden Biden. I heard a lot of good things about that.
Well, Smiden Biden, the thing about Smiden Biden is you order that, you're going to get a really old Rocky Road type ice cream deal. And then
But does it kind of give you like you're unable to complete sentences and things of that nature right after you eat it?
it does, and then it likes to rope kids, and it likes to eat other ice
It
cream.
likes to, or the ice cream itself does.
Yes, believe it or not, uh, it's like you have it in your hand, right? You have it in your hand, and then the ice cream says it jumps off the cone and says, "No, I'm going to touch a kid."
It's like it's got a mind of its own, huh?
Yeah, that's
Well, no wonder they call it Smiden Biden.
yes.
And
That's why
now it all makes sense. Okay.
it all makes sense. But the Russian smushing, that's something we should really get into.
Yeah, really. Tell me more about the Russian smushin', my friend.
The Russian smushing is the kind of ice cream where it has its shirt off because it thinks it's all big and bad and tough, and then
Uh,
it's sort of like a mint chip versus Rocky Road, and
okay.
because it's very green and chippy, and it says things like you know uh, you leave your weapons of mass destruction in one country, we're going to take them all, and you do this to us, and we're going to do that to you. You just
Huh.
brain it, you
So,
know?
so if the Russian, I'm imagining like like the spokesman for the flavor or whatever the character, and he's like a little hammer and sickle guy,
Oh yeah,
and and he's and he's like, um, Vladimir like smushing Russian. It make men strong.
yeah.
Yeah, my Russian accent is lousy, but yeah.
But no, seriously though, man, I gotta tell you, we got a lot to talk about. Let's talk about the. I'm hoping. Okay, let's send out some information here. Okay, Scare Performance. I think he's getting better. He had COVID, and I think his is getting better. And
Okay, you said
there
the C
seems.
word, my friend.
Oh, I can say it on here. It's okay
Oh,
as long as we don't over talk about it. As long as we don't sort of like overanalyze it and talk lies about it. It doesn't like that.
okay. As long as okay, but
Yeah.
I digress. Go ahead. Okay, checkbox. Scare him over it. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so I think he's getting better, and my mom had it, my wife had it,
All right, check, check,
mother-in-law had it, and it
check.
seems like a lot of people are getting it. A lot of people around me, and I was talking about this, and I'm going to talk about it more when we go over to Odyssey. But
Check, 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 check. Go
check,
ahead.
check, 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 yeah.
Uh,
but I'm going to talk about it more when we get over to Odyssey. Is I find that awfully strange that people who are what are getting it. They seem we've been in this for what 2 years now. I don't want to I don't want to pass out misinformation. How long exactly has it been?
Yeah, just over 2 years. I mean, you have to consider it was January of 2020 when everything first started kind of, hitting the proverbial fan. So now we're at the end of February of 2022. So, I mean, you could easily say 18 to 20 months. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, I've been around, I've been out shopping, restaurants, on vacation, and hotels,
Uh-huh.
swimming pools, all that stuff. Even in
Right.
hot
Yeah. You've
tubs,
been out and about and socially interacting. Yeah.
for two
Okay.
years
And for two
without a mask
years.
on.
Well, most of the time, anyway.
And I've come up negative twice. I've tested twice, come up negative twice.
All right.
That's not to say that I might not have been in contact with it. That's not to say that I didn't have it. I'm not saying that.
All right.
It's kind of like the flu or a cold. You might have those kind of things and not even know it, and it'll pass, and just without you even knowing it.
All right. So, I mean, I just want to make sure I understand what the main point of what you're trying to say is.
What I'm trying to say is, like I said, I can't really talk about it till we go to Odyssey.
All right. Well, you're talking about it, my friend. So, what are you trying to say?
So what I'm saying is, it seems to me like people that get the what
Uh huh.
get it shortly after they get the what.
Oh, okay. So that's been your perception anyway.
Yeah, and I will go more into detail. I'm being very, very what do you call it?
Uh, Bland,
Huh?
vague.
Vague. Yeah, very vague about it right now. But I'll go, ladies and gentlemen, we are going over to Odyssey after we do this broadcast.
Well, no, I mean at the second half of this broadcast. Yeah.
The second half.
So
Almost
yeah.
like you have your Super Bowl, and then like they go into halftime. That'll be our halftime. We have halftime, then we go to Odyssey.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All
So
right. So let's refocus here. What do we want to talk about first, my friend?
oh, I'm sorry. I was refocusing.
I can tell you were doing quite well. I admit.
Oh, I don't know. We got all kinds of things to talk about. We could talk about Canada.
Well, what do you mean we could talk about Canada?
Well, I think anybody could talk about Canada. It's
We
very
often
funny.
do talk about Canada on this channel.
We
It's
do,
almost as
don't we?
if like we're down with Canada.
Yeah.
Are you down with Canada?
I'm down with the CAND. I don't know how to spell it, but
Well, you can't even spell it. I mean,
I
come on,
can't even
man.
spell it. No, I can, but I'm trying to shorten it down to the very bare bones.
Oh, okay. Well,
What
anyway,
what is the abbreviation for Canada? CAN?
CA.
CA?
Well, no, wait, that's California. I
Yeah,
didn't know there. I mean, is there an abbreviation for Canada?
I always thought it was CAN.
Okay.
I don't know. So if you're saying you down with CAN, yeah, Ben.
Yeah.
I don't. Are
You
Finn?
down with ADA? Hey, yeah. No way. Wait, never mind.
No way, eh?
Hey, I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
Do they still say that there? Is that like I don't know, like cool beans here? I get what people used to say, but they don't say it anymore.
I hear Noble SD saying it every once in a while.
Okay,
Like you'll
because it
catch
seems like
him.
it might be like a outdated, slang or something.
Yeah.
Like the old people would still say it or something, but not.
Hey, I still say cool beans. So what are you trying to say about me?
You're the bee's knees, my friend.
See, now you still say that.
Well, hot diggity dog.
Okay. Well, Yeah. So okay, so we got people talking here.
Oh shoot, what are they saying?
I don't know what they're saying. They keep talking about us. No, Philo Fire's really got a good conversation going here. And then we got Euler Greg and Tobin Swing and good old Philo Fire. What's she talking about here? Let's see. 8 inch of snow in the house. In the house?
In the house. Uh
Hmm.
oh look, Tobin Swing schmooding on Putin. Yeah, I
Putin
like
on
that one.
Putin. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the alternate brand of ice cream.
Yes, that's for the advanced connoisseur.
Yeah. So let's get,
Saji, crazy that I was thinking of ice cream before you said it. I don't know why.
huh. So
Yeah.
we're 20 minutes in here. So let's go ahead and get down to the meat of the subject.
All right, the bones of the matter,
Yeah. The the muscle of the hustle.
the issue of the tissue.
Yeah. I have
Dude,
lots of
that's kind of
tissues.
gross, isn't it?
I have lots of tissues laying around the house.
Well, no, I meant like tissue matter, but never mind. Go ahead.
Tissue matter. Oh yeah, tissue like is in your meat and flesh.
Yes.
That kind of tissue.
Yeah.
Well, I've been sick, so I got a lot of tissues, is what I'm saying.
You probably have a lot of issues too, my friend.
Yes, I do. Don't we all? Um, I'll tell you a funny story real quick. Let me take a sip of
Okay.
whiskey. Is that you know how Noble SD likes to go into long conversations about stuff, and
Well, what do you mean, Noble SD? Like, no, yeah, I agree. He takes the long way around to making his point, but he
yeah,
does always eventually somehow manage to get there. And I find it quite impressive sometimes the little breadcrumb trails that he's able to create along the way.
yeah.
But I digress. Go ahead.
Well, so one night, me and Noble SD, and I think might have been Stonebender. We
Huh?
were sitting around having a conversation. We weren't even live or anything, but we were just having a conversation. It
Mm-hmm.
might have been a live after show, but and all of a sudden I look out my window and I
What do
literally
you see out in the sky?
I literally see snow falling just out of nowhere. Like they didn't predict it. It wasn't on the weather, nothing. Like it just started falling
Out of nowhere?
out of nowhere.
Oh my gosh. Like it was coming
From
like from nowhere.
from nowhere.
Jeez.
And I said, where the hell's all this coming from? And Noble, without any hesitation, goes, from the sky.
Huh.
And oh yeah, well, I'd imagine that. I mean, I know that's where it is coming from, but I said,
Oh,
actually,
so what do you mean it was coming? But
I said
I believed it was coming from nowhere.
it was,
Oh, okay.
but from the sky.
Well,
But no, but here's my point. He said from
all
the
right.
sky, and I'm like,
So
no,
it
it's
wasn't
coming.
really coming out of nowhere,
Well,
nowhere.
no.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead.
But he said from the sky, and I turned to him and I go, actually, I think you guys are sending it from Canada.
Ah. What do you mean? Sending it from Canada? Oh, because of all the snow they have in Canada?
Yeah, yeah.
I get it. Okay, yeah.
Well, every time we have snowfall, I blame Canada. I just do.
Right.
It's just automatic, you know.
Oh yeah, true. They're like a snow factory machine, my friend.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They send us snow, and Texas sends us hot weather and tropical storms.
And illegal aliens.
Yep. Well, yeah, that's a given.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Canada, not so much on the illegal aliens.
Well, they are the illegal aliens.
Well, yeah, we're illegal aliens to them.
Yeah, I know. But no,
They're the
seriously,
Americans coming up here and stealing all the stuff out of our dispensaries. Hey, whoop them.
yeah.
But I digress. Go ahead.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, I digress too. I got to give it up to Canada, man. I got to say, they have done a wonderful job of keeping the flow going. They've.
With this whole trucker rally thing going on,
Mhm.
that I could, a lot. I think that the way the media is definitely trying to suppress that and then twist the story. The big headline today is that it's a state of emergency was declared, and the truckers are so violent and so everything's just so terrible. It's a atrocity what's happening up there. I even have an article we can look at if you want to.
We'll
How
look
the
at
media
it.
is
Yeah.
trying to spin it. But I tell you what, that besides all of that, I'm drawing inspiration from the fact that they were able to put such a great event together, coordinate it, have communities come together and draw their resources and make it all happen. And as a United States citizen, we should be able to look at that as a model for
An
success for
example.
how
Yep.
we should stand up and organize and form a stance against this form of tyranny.
Well, I got to tell you something.
Yes,
The prime minister,
yeah,
just the way he tried to spin it, the words he was using, this isn't the kind of language that we stand up for, meaning he doesn't want people to speak their minds about what's going on. He
yeah.
doesn't. He's much like YouTube, where they don't want us to tell the truth.
No, they want to make the truckers out to be the bad guy, and the moral authority be still be the government, and people who don't see the government as their moral authority are never going to be convinced of that.
And let me ask you this real quick.
All right.
Why hasn't someone made a meme of the prime minister of Canada yet? I mean,
Well, I'm sure there is one. I haven't. I mean, if I
I
was the
have I have a really good idea. Does
what's
he
that?
not resemble Kylo Ren?
I could see that to some
Like
degree. Yeah.
you could totally put him in like Kylo Ren's outfit with the little scar on his face and stuff, and he would totally match up with Kylo Ren. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That guy is a dictator.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, get it?
Huh?
He is like, if you took Mr. Potato Head and put a dick on him.
But what's so crazy is he got reelected, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, at the beginning of the pandemic, you know what I'm saying.
The
He
pandemic.
instituted a lot of the
Yeah.
lockdowns and mandates and things of that nature. And when he came up for reelection, he got reelected, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I might be. I don't know. I could be incorrect on it. If there's somebody from Canada and I'm wrong, please tell me because I don't want to. I don't want to be saying something that's not true. But I'm
Right.
under the impression that he recently got reelected. And if
Well,
that's the case, then you get what you deserve in the sense that if that's what you voted for, knowing that's what you would get from voting for him. Those are the people who are probably like actively wishing that are supporting the narrative that it's an atrocity and this kind of behavior needs to stop. We need to conform to what our government wants us to do. Let's not go against the grain. Now, those sorts of individuals, I guess, do exist, but yeah. And if they voted for him, there might be more of them than we suspect, my friend.
let me ask you this though: how long is a prime minister's term?
Again, I mean, I barely know my own senators and governors' terms. To be in other countries, I couldn't say.
No problem, Connie Joe. I'm glad to see you back, and I'm glad you got a new channel uploaded. And everybody, support her channel. Go over and the thing,
Yes, the thing.
the thing, the thing.
Well, let's look at the headline as
Wait,
the
I gotta do
article. I
this.
don't want to.
Hold on. Wait,
I don't.
Go, you know the thing.
Sorry,
Sorry.
I don't want to get into like reading the whole thing, but I want to at least bring up what the main spin of it is.
Oh, absolutely. Let me bring it up right now. Zoop. This one.
Yep. See, it says Ottawa declares a state of emergency over truckers growing anti-government protests. This is February 7th. Yeah, so it's here recently in the past few days.
Today.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. See the image there. That's them out in the street doing their thing. It don't look like a state of emergency to me. Everybody looks pretty calm and,
Yeah.
looks like this looks like a big outside gathering.
Looks like party time.
Yeah. All right, let's see what they got to say here. The so-called Freedom Convoy that arrived in Ottawa more than a week ago to protest the Canadian government's vaccine mandate for cross-border truckers has been honking horns, blocking downtown streets, and disturbing residential neighborhoods. They faced little pushback from law enforcement until this weekend, when officials in the Canadian capital ramped up their response by ticketing protesters, confiscating their fuel, and declaring a state of emergency.
State of emergency.
Yeah. Mayor Jim Watson told the CBC that the emergency declaration will help police and city staff get the resources they need faster. We're in the midst of a serious emergency, the most serious emergency our city has ever faced, and we need to cut the red tape to get to these supplies available to our police officers and to our public works staff said, or work staff, he said. Police have seemed largely unprepared to deal with the unusual protest. NPR's Emma Jacobs told Morning Edition from her base in Montreal on Monday. Between reports, trips to Ottawa, the authorities have largely hesitated to condemn or to confront protesters in their massive vehicles, not want anyone to get hurt. Okay, so they're making it sound, oh my God, the protesters, it's state of emergency. The police are having a hard time controlling everything. It sounds really terrible, doesn't it, my friend?
Yeah, and you know what triggers me a little bit about this article so far?
What's that?
The way they outline it by saying the so-called
Yes.
Freedom Convoy. It kind of reminds me of when I was watching the news one day, and and I was only watching the news to get the weather report, and the lady on there says Trump's lies of. Well, I won't continue the sentence, but she's like Trump's lies, and I'm like, gee whiz.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're already spinning it like he's lied about everything.
Well, one thing I'm picking up off off of the Twitter feeds that I'm reading, getting this information off of, is Canadians are coming to, not that they didn't know it before, but it's just reconfirming even more so their own media's bias toward government, because this is right here a turning point for how the media could choose to cover this event. They could try to keep it factual and represent the truckers and show that they really are being patriotic and doing everything as right as could possibly be, as far as ensuring the safety and the way that they're protesting and all that sort of thing. Or they could support the government's narrative and make it out to be some type of atrocity that needs a government intervention to come shut it all down because it's such a atrocious event. And media has chose to side with the government, and the average Canadian citizen has now it's reinforcing that affirmation that the media is not on their side.
Absolutely not, especially when they choose to frame articles like this, so-called Freedom Convoy.
Exactly.
Yeah. like
So
they're all just a bunch of outlaws.
so let's take a sneak peek and see. I got some footage from the actual event. Let's go ahead and play the first video. Let's see how see what's going on here. What's so scary?
The first video.
Yep,
Well,
all the way at the bottom there where I started the convoy videos.
yeah. Let's see these evil Canadian terrorist truckers.
Yes, let's see what's going. Let's see how atrocious it really is.
Yeah.
You might want to turn your sound down about halfway
What do you mean?
because there's a song playing in the background, so you don't want it to be loud.
Oh no. Wait a minute. Hold on.
All right.
Is it right after that? Reality?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the reality.
Twitter. Okay. Oh, come on, people. I can't even get it to play. Hold on. There we go. Pause it and rewind it back a little. All right. So-called. These buzzwords are just so triggering sometimes, man.
All right, yeah, go ahead and maximize the screen. Let's see what's going on here.
I don't know what you're
About half volume because it won't. You're not going to get copyright strike, but trust me, you'll be glad you did about half.
all right.
Look at all that carnage. Oh my God, I think it's a state of emergency.
I think we are going to get copyright for that.
Well, go ahead and pause it.
Isn't that
Go ahead
like
and pause it. Go ahead and stop it.
We Are the World? Okay.
Yeah, okay. You see how terrible that is, man.
Yeah. It's just they're tearing the streets, my friend.
Yeah, it's fire in Bedlam.
You know, it's so weird. It's like that same story that I was watching a couple days ago spoke of the January 6th thing. And they were saying the same thing that they're saying about Canadians. They were saying that those people were rioters and that the actual rioters that looted and burned cities to the ground during the summertime, those people were peacefully protesting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. It's opposite day on the news, my friend.
Yeah, and these people are obviously rioting.
Yes, this would definitely be mass rioting, like carnage. State of emergency is definitely happening here.
Uh-huh. Oh my goodness. That is so crazy that they would consider that. I mean, look at them. They're just holding hands and dancing in a circle.
Singing We Are the World, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, this is the exact opposite of tyranny and terrorism in the streets.
This is what protesting is supposed to look like, though. I mean, like everybody showing support for one thing versus another. You don't have to do it in a cruel throwing Molotov cocktail kind of way.
No, and there's even little kids out there.
Yes.
I mean,
Learning how to be patriotic and show support for patriotic things. I mean, come on, man.
Come on, man. He's even hitting a peace drum.
Yes.
What? Oh my goodness. I can't believe. Could you imagine that this was the United States?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and watch the next clip when this one's over. I think it's about
Yeah, didn't it already loop?
No, it's got about 10 more seconds here. But yeah, they're definitely um it's definitely not what that article said it was. Now is it?
Terror in the streets. So-called peaceful protesters. My goodness, they even got babies strapped to them for goodness
Uh-huh.
sake. I
Yeah.
mean, come on,
Now,
man.
now, don't get me wrong, though. It's not all singing and dancing in a circle. There is some real action happening here. But go ahead and go to the next link there, if you can, please.
The next link, yes, sir. The next sausage link. Good old Keith's dad. Let's see what Keith's dad's saying about all this. And you running in the background. Oops. Here we go. What? Let's see here. Okay, I'm here. You had you running in the background. Oops. Huh? Anyway, here's the next clip, my friend. The next one will be freedom.
Sounds right.
All right. And this one I might be able to play the.
Yeah, the rest of them, there's no more music.
All right. So let's play this one. It's moving too fast. There we go. Got gas. You know, it's funny. My mom's vehicle, when she took me to Kroger today, and we were getting her gas, it took about $40 for her to fill her tank up.
Oh, wow.
Freaking dollars, man. I mean, I have a Chevy Malibu, and it only takes me about 25
Uh-huh.
to fill the tank. She must have been number one.
She probably has a larger tank, too.
Well, she's got a larger vehicle. She's got like an SUV.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, there's a larger tank, but it had to be on dead empty almost.
Right.
And
All right, that's talking about gas. These guys are discussing what's going on with the police enforcing the gas restrictions that they're applying on them. I think they started it either yesterday or today, but let's just watch and learn.
A lot of honking. Very good.
All right, that's just the next one yeah. It was the next one I was thinking of, but still, that's a great example of exactly what the message is.
The message is loud and clear, my friend. The message of freedom. So I guess the next one then.
Yeah, go ahead and just run through them.
Farmer. Okay.
Well, there should have been one before Farmer.
Well, that's the one before Farmer is freedom.
All right. Well, maybe I skipped one, but let's just go do them in order.
Okay, here we go. And
this is awesome.
what?
Well, you asked for it, everybody. Here they are. There they are. Farmers Feed Truckers Hall. Yeah. Amazing.
I wish I had a coat like that.
This is awesome. Fantastic. Look at the love, everyone. This is unity right here. Justin Trudeau, more flag and half over the last 6 years, two especially. And it's these farmers and these truckers that have put that flag back together again. They're uniting Canada. They're uniting the world. a farmer, make sure you thank them for their hard work. If they're here tonight representing you, representing Canada, representing the world. Amazing.
Well, I got to tell you, I like the message. Don't get me wrong.
The honking
Yeah.
is a bit. Can you
Is it-
imagine for 3 days
Yeah.
straight experiencing that?
No, I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd be able to deal with it. And the other thing is, how are people and that live nearby? I mean, my goodness, that's got to
I
be.
actually had a clip I was going to include of a guy who was it was literally driving him mad.
Let's see what's going on here in the chat. I see something. CJ said, "My friend who passed." My friend who passed away left instructions for me to sing at her funeral tomorrow. I am singing in the garden and I'll fly away. Oh, that's that song's actually from Soggy Bottom Boys, isn't it? Fly
Okay, yeah,
Away.
could very well be.
And so now everyone's wishing her condolences. Well, I'm sorry that your friend passed away, CJ. I know how that feels. My friend passed away just last year, just before we were about to all have our 4th of July party, our annual 4th of July party. And I got the news that he had passed away. And I had been friends with him for over 30, for over 25, almost 30 years. We went to SIU together. We were roommates at one time. And then after we were roommates, we lived in the same apartment building. And he would come here and visit me every year for the 4th of July weekend and every year for my birthday. And we'd go out and party for my birthday. And we hung out. We had a lot in common. And I really miss him. I think about him all the time. And he was my good friend. You guys might have seen him in the video too. Scott, do you remember Scott?
I remember you bringing him up, but I don't ever think I met him or anything.
Yeah, he was a really good guy. And yeah, I think about him every day, man. I really do. I miss that guy, and maybe one of these days I'll show a video. Have him in a video on my Hebrew. Is it Hebrew's Toy Reviews? I think it is, where I gave him some of my MASH, the trucks, the little trucks from what's it called? Not Matchbox, but what's the other company called, Saji?
Oh man, put me on the spot like that.
Where they
can't remember, but yeah, I know what you're referring to.
Yeah, they make the little metal cars,
Mm-hmm.
Not Hot Wheels, but
yeah, it's like the generic or whatever.
Like Mark's something. Anyway, so yeah, he
Matchbox.
No, not Matchbox.
Oh, okay.
Not Matchbox. Johnny Lightning, that's it. Johnny Lightning, you remember those? Oh, well, yeah. So anyway, I got a video. I'll show him, but I miss him dearly. One of my best friends in the whole freaking world. We did everything together. We partied together. We made videos together. We did the little, the action figures and stuff like that. We were the best of friends. We both liked James Bond and Star Trek, and we both practically grew up around the same area. We both were St. Louis Cardinal fans, and just wonderful friends. And if you ever have if you're ever blessed with having a friend like that, then there's nothing in the world like it. And when they do pass away, it is a huge bummer, I got to tell you. So my condolences to you, Connie Joe, for losing a friend like that. And we just wish the best for you. So
yep, totally agree. My condolences as well, County Joe. I hope that tomorrow everything goes well as it can go at the thing, and you're able to perform the song and feel like you did a good job for your friend.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I know you will. I know you will. You're a really good singer and all that. So, all
So
right, but
you did miss one of the links. I had to go and look while you were watching
really,
that last one. Yeah, I didn't put a label on it. It's right there. It's the second link in between reality and freedom. There's a link right there. That's the one I thought you were playing.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
this one right here. I didn't see that one because it wasn't labeled.
yeah, I didn't put a label on it. That was my fault. So,
There we go. That's why. Okay, well, nonetheless, we are going to play it before we play the last one, and
and this is I'm trying to figure out like the gas and the police and everything because the guy's going to explain it better than I can. So just let's just watch.
all right. Am I sharing?
Yes.
Okay, I knew I went back in to do something. All right, here we go. Wow, it looks like Wayne Manor. It's a huge building right there. Here come the police. Ah,
They're not going to allow anybody to break in.
oh
No
man.
gas cans. Anybody that brings in fuel will be charged with assisting in illegal activity. Because what they're claiming is that this convoy is illegal. So they're saying, now those cops said that they were not going to enforce it today. They wanted them to start enforcing it today. They said no. But at midnight tonight, anybody that's bringing in jerry cans, propane tanks, fuel of any kind, is assisting in illegal activity. The fuel will be seized and you will be charged.
Diesel included.
Diesel included.
Thank you. Fill up all the cars now. That's all we're doing.
What's that, sir?
Fill up all the cars now. Is that
Fill
what
up all the cars today. If you need to get fuel, get your fuel in today.
So there you have it. You get starting at midnight. It's contraband.
That's terrible.
Yep.
That is something. I'll tell you what. I was watching something, an old TV show or something like that, and I was watching the whole gas crisis that we had back in the 70s here in the United States, and it was kind of like that, but not quite as bad. I mean, I don't think you got arrested for contraband, but there was people siphoning other people's gas tanks and stealing gas, and we were being forced to what do you call it when you're trying to conversate, when you're trying to conservation, what's that word called?
Conserve.
Conserve our supplies. And I really that's horrible though, that people can get arrested for wanting just a basic need.
Yeah, and the GoFundMe webpage for this to support these truckers and provide them with the supplies they need to, to support the cause or whatever. The government has essentially put pressure on GoFundMe to either they wanted to confiscate it, but they weren't able to do that. So now they're supposedly refunding everybody. And then apparently now there's some type of investigation being launched into, I think Senator Ted Cruz is launching an investigation into the GoFundMe website for illegal practices because of doing things of this nature. Essentially, because a lot of these credit cards aren't like were burner credit cards, or like you go and you buy a Visa gift card at Walmart and then you send it, and then you're never going to get the money back on them, or they've already thrown them away or whatever. It's going to the GoFundMe is going to get to essentially keep a lot of that funds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then the other thing is, on top of all of that, there's so much outpour by communities and churches along the way that all the moms and families got together and made cookies and cakes and and sandwiches and put together care packages for the truckers and things of that nature to help them along the way getting there. I mean, it stops along the way. And I mean, it's the amount of organization and grassroots development that goes into that sort of thing. I mean, it would be unheard of to. I mean, it's not. I guess it wouldn't be unheard of because we're hearing of it, but
Right.
it's such a major accomplishment of people of community coming together as one.
And I'll tell you what, you say what you want about Senator Ted Cruz, like a lot of people gave him shit for going on vacation or whatever. But the matter of the fact is he works hard as a congressman. Like he's out there in the field. He's out there in the thick of things. He gets out there and he goes after big tech. He goes after Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and all these big companies and stuff. And I know that he doesn't seem like he gets a lot done, but he does go after him, and he does do the things that he does. He believes in the fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. Ted Cruz is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I just going to have to agree with you. I don't really know all that much about all the ins and outs of Ted Cruz, but usually when I hear his name, there's some type of controversy attached to it. So I guess I would have to agree with you for the most part. The other thing I wanted to say is, how do I say it? It's like eh, you could very easily. They're treating this a lot like January the 6th. Like you could
Yeah.
easily see you could see somebody out and about, like at the doctor's office, at the next family gathering or whatever. And if all they got was their news from CNN or MSNBC, they're going to believe that what happened, this Ottawa thing, was a state of emergency, that it was a terrible thing. The government had to come
Yeah.
take control because everybody was just it was terrible. It was an atrocity. It was a bedlam. They were rioting in the streets, honking horns, and everybody was going crazy.
Yeah, and that's
So
the sad part about it is that's what
just keep
people
in mind,
see.
yeah, that you saw with your own eyes there what was really happening, and so at least you know anybody who's watching the show tonight don't have any misconceptions of what went down in Ottawa. However,
However,
it isn't over yet. Now that once they take away their power and their fuel and the ability to have resources, and then if they and they still haven't won the mandate free thing, I mean it could become something else altogether. And if it does, then it became that as a result of the government lockdown. It wasn't something the government needed to come lock down because it had already been something ugly. Do you see what I'm trying to say? I think
yeah,
if it could turn into something ugly as a result, and then that'll just give them more press to show the ugliness after the fact. And
right.
hopefully that's not the long game that they're going for here.
That's what will happen. It's like watching a fight unfold. It's like maybe Mr. A punches Mr. B, and then Mr. B punches Mr. A to defend himself, but then Mr. C comes in and all he sees is Mr. B punching Mr. A. See, he never saw Mr. A punching Mr. B first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like kind of like I think that's where the expression "see ya wouldn't want to be ya" came from.
See, because Mr. C, yeah, Mr. T, Michael Fontaine says, yeah, then Mr. T comes in, he pities the fool that don't know you're supposed to have freedom in Canada.
So, with all that being said, let's watch the last clip. I think it gives you a very patriotic sense.
Very patriotic indeed. All right, let's check it out, Snout Spout. Here we go. I like my little moon guy there in the corner. He looks very majestic. All right, here we go. Speaking of majestic, that looks very majestic. I like that. Nice. Wait, is it looping? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the last thing worth noting, they're going to stop it, Hebrew.
There
Is
we
I
go.
mean that is people coming together to
Mhm.
show common support for not wanting to be forced to take a blank. Insert
Mhm.
insert final word.
Oh yeah. No, it's it. You know, I said it before, and I'll say it again. It's very good to see people standing up for themselves, and unfortunately, there's not enough of that in this country where people say enough is enough. There are some people that do it, but not enough. Like sometimes all it takes is one, just one, and the thing is done. You know, and that's what they talked about on Gutfield the other day was, you know, you got all these people coming together. You know, all these other countries like Switzerland and New England, not New England, New England, Great Britain, and some of these other countries that are calling it quits. They're done with the mandates. They're done with the forcing things on people that don't want to be forced. They're done. I think the original date was like February. Was it like February 3rd, where some of these other countries said that they're going to call an end to you know what, and it just takes one person, like, have a mass burning party, have a, start saying no to people, go into stores without your mask on, go into to work without getting the you know what short, and just stand up, and then before you know it, it'll be 100 people, and then 200 or 300, then 500 people will quit, and then before
Yeah,
you
well, I
know it,
mean, you're right. You're 100% right. Exactly. Point spot on. But then
yeah.
there's the flip side to that.
What's that?
The flip side is not everybody. Okay, so the specifics of it are one thing, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then there's just the general practice thereof. The fact that the government can force you to can start training us to comply with being forced to do those sorts of things in general. Because who's to say what's next down the pipeline? What
Yeah.
the next thing will be, and that we and if everybody doesn't conform and do this, then you can't be part of society. If and then whatever it is, it might not even be medically related. It could
Yeah.
be anything that they come up with in order to ensure the safety of our, they under the guise of the greater good, the public safety, the what is, socially, to make you socially acceptable, or else you can't go to the bank, you can't get a job, you can't. I mean, it'll just be another thing and another thing and another thing that they can hold over your head once you start allowing that practice to become the normal practice. So I mean, yeah, the specific of the thing is important, but it's also the general practice in general of having to conform and do what the government says, or else you can't participate in society. That's that's a new level of second class citizenry going forward for everyone forever if we start allowing it now. And it comes right back around to what they're doing to Joe Rogan now, trying to
Yeah.
cancel him.
I
He's the
was
last.
just
He's the last guy standing. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, he's the next pin that they want to knock down. But I mean, it all started with Alex Jones about 3.5 years ago. I mean, we've talked before about
Mhm.
how one after one after one, they come after you and attack you and cancel you out. and now they're wanting to cancel him. Why? Because he doesn't toe the line for the official narrative. He actually has guests come on and
Mhm.
discuss things that don't necessarily agree with what they want us to believe. And he doesn't actually ever come out and say don't do it, but he just questions it. He opens the door for conversation because they want to even close that door. And
Yeah.
that's where and if we let this happen, if Joe Rogan gets canceled and somehow is like Roseanne Barr, then we're really we're running out of people that are going to keep that door of conversation open. The door of conversation is proverbially going to eventually be closed forever, where we would actually can't even get on here and have a podcast and talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly where things are heading. That's where they've been headed for a long time now, where we can't even. I mean, look at what we're doing on this broadcast right now. We can't even say the words COVID or the words, you know.
We can't unless we choose to leave the alphabet letter platform. Where we can actually get people to listen. We
Yeah.
could go over into some obscure platform, some Rumble, some Odyssey, something where only select the viewers who already are in tune will hear the message, but your average Joe on YouTube ain't going to
Yeah.
hear it.
Now, next thing you know, YouTube will start canceling out Joe Rogan.
Oh no, it's already happening. That's what's
Yeah.
happening right now. I mean, he's on Spotify, but his clips get played on YouTube. But if they
Mhm.
take him off the air altogether, cancel him out, there won't even be that.
You know what's funny is, and this happens to do with Joe Rogan, is CNN. I caught this story also on Gutfield.
Uh huh.
CNN, they had a video footage of Joe Rogan, and they took his video footage and they changed the color, like they put a filter over it, like a color filter, to make his face look gray, like he looked like the Gray Hawk. And they were trying to make him look sicker than he actually was, is what they were trying to
Imagine
do.
that, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
they add a little
And
a little technic color green and some
yeah,
extra contrast.
they did. That's what they did. And you could tell if you look at the pictures side by side, and that's what I'm trying to look it up now, but I can't find it just by looking and being search engine. But that's exactly what they did. I guess I could play the video clip.
Well, here I got something else. I ain't trying to take you off your thing. I mean, if you find what you want to present, you want to put it up there, that's
Yeah.
fine. But you bring up CNN and what they did with Joe Rogan. I don't know if you're aware of this, but CNN's having like a major meltdown right
Oh
now. I'm
yeah.
sure you heard about the whole Chris Cuomo thing, right?
Well, there's the Chris Como thing, and then I think one of their producers,
Their
quote
executive
unquote,
producer, like the head
he,
honcho guy. His last name is Zucker. I can't think of his first name, but
yeah, he quote unquote resigned.
yes,
If you
and it
know what
was
I mean.
because it was a direct result of Cuomo, the guy that they fired here
Yeah.
recently, the governor Cuomo's brother. Remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, when they fired him, now he's basically he's throwing them all under the bus, especially the head honcho guy, because he's supposedly been having an affair with the head of marketing, and they both have recently got divorced in the past couple of years, but they were having affairs before they even got divorced, and it's a big scandal of some sorts of one thing or another, blah 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 blah. So anyway, Tucker Carlson decided that it would be funny to do a parody or to do a montage, if you will, on remember Tubin, the guy on the Zoom call
Oh yeah.
from CNN that he recently got
Cuban,
reinstated,
yeah.
and
Showing his
his name is
Cuban.
Jeffrey, and the other guy's name is Jeffrey. That's what it
Uh-huh.
is. But anyway, they're in Hangouts. The thing I have Tucker on Tubin. It's the very
All right.
first link I sent you. It's just a little 1 minute bit that he does, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Now is that the one you sent to the wrong
I sent it
Yeah.
to the wrong first, and then I corrected it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let me get it going. I got so many tabs open right now. It's not funny.
Oh, I believe it. But yeah, this he does a pretty clever quip on maybe having Jeffrey Tubin take place of Jeffrey Zucker. That's his name, Zucker.
Zucker.
Yeah.
A lot of people were calling. I think it was the conservative twins I was watching, and one of them accidentally called them Zuckerberg.
Right.
So let's see here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what
All
we
right.
got. All right. I think this might be the right one.
Yep, that looks right. I'm going to mute up for a sec.
All right. And here we go.
We told you last night, you saw it. Jeff Zucker got canned over at CNN, no longer the president. Tonight, who takes over as president at CNN? And the short answer is we don't know. It seems pretty obvious the leading candidates will be chosen for their physical appearance rather than their competence. And as CNN's competitor, of course, we strongly support that. But we're also human. We want to help a fellow news channel in distress. So in the spirit of cross-network cooperation, here's a suggestion. Why not replace Jeff Zucker with Jeff Tubin? They're both called Jeff. Not a small thing. Sure, Jeff. Got it, Jeff. Gesundheit, Jeff. Here's your large pizza, Jeff. Deep dish. Everyone at CNN is used to saying those words every day. So trading one Jeff for another would ease the transition. You wouldn't want a Penelope in this job, too many syllables. Jeff Tubin, by the way, knows the landscape at CNN. He's been there for decades. He knows how CNN works. In fact, he's trying to illustrate that in a Zoom call. From the first day, Jeff Tubin would have the network in the palm of his hand.
The palm of his hand.
Over the years. The job won't be easy, obviously. Running a left-wing TV network isn't like exposing yourself online. It's a lot more embarrassing than that. It's also a ton of work. You've got to get up early every morning. You can't just lie in bed whacking the snooze bar. You've got to make it to the office and crank it out. But Jeff Tubin's up to it. Tubin reportedly has a keen business mind, so the sales team at CNN would welcome him there. You can imagine the innovative new sponsorships, the Lubriderm News Hour, weather updates brought to you by Kleenex, a content sharing deal between Headline News and OnlyFans. The possibilities are endless. So don't dismiss Jeff Tubin, ladies and gentlemen, as the new president of CNN. The HR department at CNN has already endorsed him. Fewer lawsuits. Jeff Tubin's not going to harass anyone, only himself.
Yeah, he won't molest you like the other guy.
He will do like the other guys do. Yeah, he had a lot of fun with that, didn't he?
Oh, my goodness. That was hilarious. As you could tell, I had to control a lot of laughter.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, when how do I when the doors open, sometimes you just got to walk through it.
Yeah. The jack of all trades. He's got him in the palm of his hands.
Yeah, see, sometimes you just got to get in there and bang it out.
Yeah. You got to crank it. What do you say? Crank it out. That's funny. That was hilarious. But
all right. Go ahead.
I got to tell you, though, CNN is falling apart. It's falling apart more so than a pair of my underwear. I don't know. I had something clever there, but it went away.
That's okay. So I got another. The clip right underneath that is Biden recently decided he wanted to discuss the Second Amendment, and he had a rather slightly coherent thing he wanted to say, and part of it was that you couldn't buy cannons when cannons were out, but turns out that you could have bought cannons, and you still can buy cannons.
Yeah, I saw this. Yeah, let me go ahead and I guess it would help if I shared my screen here.
Yeah, let's check this out. I think it's mostly coherent.
Mostly coherent. Well, it's a lot more coherent than my underwear joke I tried to get off there a couple seconds ago. Here
Just
we
a little bit more.
Yeah.
Crack down on the flow of firearms used to commit violence. That includes taking on and shutting down rogue gun dealers. It's about doing background checks, as well as outright selling, making sure that people who are not allowed to have a gun don't get the gun in the first place. And again, for any of the press listening, this doesn't violate anybody's Second Amendment right. There's no violation of a Second Amendment right. We talk like there's no amendment that's absolute. When the amendment was passed, it didn't say anybody can own a gun and any kind of gun and any kind of weapon. You couldn't buy a cannon, and when this amendment was passed, and so no reason why you should be able to buy certain assault weapons. But that's another issue. And look, one of the things that we focused on, the Attorney General and I, we're getting to the point where I think we're going to be able to have a real impact on it, includes going after ghost guns. Ghost guns are the guns everyone in this room knows that can be purchased in parts.
I thought a ghost gun is what the Ghostbusters use.
Yeah, you would have thought, but apparently no. Yeah, he's almost done it. He's going to tell us more about ghost guns.
Okay.
Assembled at home, no serial number, and can't be traced. And they're as deadly as any other weapon out there.
Yeah, deadly as any other weapon out there.
Yeah. He does know that the criminals they don't go to the gun store to buy guns, right?
Right. And law-abiding citizens don't own ghost guns.
No. And the thing is, when that amendment, he says no amendment is absolute. Oh, really? I think I would disagree with that. I think all of the amendments are absolute.
I would agree with you too. However, in his administration, it's amendments are about as absolute as the ice cream flavor of the month, my friend.
Oh, you mean like Scootin' Putin?
Yes, and yeah, and Russian Mushin.
Yeah. Okay. No, he's absolutely 100% wrong. By the way, when the amendment was put into place, you could actually literally buy cannons.
Yes.
Oh man, who writes this stuff for him?
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, seriously, guy. Oh, well, hey, it's an hour and 17 minutes in, and I think we're just about ready to head over to Odyssey.
All right. Let me see if somebody would be kind enough to put the Odyssey link into the chat. Philo Fire could if she's able. I guess I could do it.
While they're doing that, though, I got to ask a question.
All right.
Keith's dad, come in. Keith's dad, are you in the audience still? Keith's dad, hello, Keith's dad, come in, please. And there you go. Thank you, Philo Fire. I love it. But the reason why I ask if Keith's dad is in here because Michael Keaton and Keith's dad did a duet together.
What do you mean Michael Keaton and Keith's dad did a duet together?
They did a duet together, and I ended up filming it somehow. Don't ask me how now.
All right. Well, while we do this transition and you play this clip, I'm here. I'm listening, but I'm going to have to mute up for a minute. I want to do a smoke real quick. Okay.
All right. Smoke break time. So while we're
I'm still here. I'm just going to mute for about 2 minutes and I'll be right back on.
All right. There you go. So while we're finding out if Keith's dad is in the audience, let me go ahead and get the clip ready. I'm hoping Keith's dad is watching this because Keith's dad, I got to tell you something, man. You are in this movie. Just saying. So I know how you like to do karaoke, my friend. And
hey, Keith's dad, let's sing.
You like to do karaoke, and I've cooked up a special little karaoke thing that's only about a minute long. So let me go ahead and fire it up. I guess if you're not here, you can watch it later. So let's go ahead and roll that beautiful karaoke footage. Well, it's not karaoke. It's them just singing straight up, a straight up song. So here we go. Can you guys, let's see here. Let's do that. Okay. This is Michael Keaton and Keith's dad singing away. Take it away, Keith's dad.
Hey, Keith's dad, let's sing. What are we gonna sing? I'm gonna keep on loving you because it's the only thing I like to do. And I really love it when we screw. Baby, yeah, you and me, we're gonna climb a freaking tree, and then I'm gonna kick you in the knee. I'm gonna keep on loving you. I think that this song is through. Do, 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 do. Hey, your tie's on the floor. Oh, crap, not my tie.
And there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this moment. This moment was brought to you by Hebrew and Sons. Hebrew and Sons, when you need your air condition fixed in a hurry. All right. Now, as soon as Saji comes back from his cigarette break, we will continue on over to Odyssey. Before we do that, though, let me go ahead and give this room a little shout out. We got Sweet Connie Joe. She's on a row. We got Philo Fire. She's one to admire. We've got Michael Fontaine doing his thing. We got Tobin Schwing eating a chicken wing. We got, let's see here. Let me zoom up. We got Euler Greg. We got Euler Greg drinking a keg. Scroll on up. We got Fizzy's refurbished wild rice. Crotcheted cricket. Let's see. What can I rhyme with crotcheted cricket? Fizzy's refurbished. Cricket. Buying a movie ticket.
I need you alone for 1 minute.
I know, right? 1 minute, just 1 minute. We got Keith's dad looking bad, all dressed in plaid, and don't make him mad or he will make you sad because he is totally rad.
Seems like I've heard that somewhere before.
And we got Brian Von King.
Brian?
Yeah, he called himself Brian tonight. Isn't that something?
Yeah. All right. He put us on our toes, is he?
I guess so. And let's see here. I think that's all we got. And then, of course, we got our lurkers acting like berserkers. So there you have it.
All right. So are we over on Odyssey yet or no?
We are not on Odyssey yet. I'm saying, oh, I got one more shout out to do before we go to Odyssey. We got bone breaking action with the attraction. And that about does it. So for all of us here at Moody Monday, we hope you enjoyed our YouTube adventure, and we will see all of you over on Odyssey. See you there. Okay, and let me end. Remove. Yes, I do want to remove